और एक लाइक रिसेंटली आई कम टू रियलाइज कि कितनी छोटी छोटी चीज़ें होती है जो यू नो विच मेक पीपल थिंक लेस अबाउट वुमेन, जैसे कि इफ़ आई इफ़ यू जस्ट लुक एट दीज सम फ्रेजेस दैट वी यूज़ कि अगर मान लो, सो आई प्ले फुटबॉल, सो उसमें भी कुछ लोग ऐसे बात करते हैं कि मान लो किसी का someone who is not that physical or not that aggressive, so
लड़की
they
है
just
क्या?
call out कि लड़की जैसा खेल खेल रहा है, लड़की जैसा खेलता है वो. And and then there are different, like, don't be a pussy, like pussy is supposed to be something bad, or what do you say. So ये सारी छोटी छोटी माइन्यूट चीज़ें, माइन्यूट टर्म्स दैट वी use in our day to day lives, which kind of impacts someone's thinking, and unconsciously वो फिर वो दिमाग में बैठ जाता है, आई थिंक कि
Being feminine is inferior.
हाँ inferior, right.
दैट्स द थिंग, वो बचपन से आदत डल जाती है, लड़की जैसे मत रहो, लड़की जैसे मत चल, लड़की है क्या, ये
हाँ
लड़कियों
लड़के
का
रोते
कलर
नहीं
है.
हैं.
एग्जैक्टली. सो what you are listening to as a child, what you are processing is that लड़की होना गलत है, लड़की होना is inferior, even though you don't look at things that way, but you're a child. When you hear things like लड़की जैसे मत रहो, लड़की है क्या in a very derogatory manner, you subconsciously download the fact that women are inferior.
आई मीन मेरा पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस ये रहा कि आई बीन टोल्ड कि लड़के रोते नहीं हैं या रोना नहीं चाहिए, वो तो I've never actually experienced letting my feelings out and crying
Yeah, that's
myself.
another thing.
So yeah, obviously that is a different topic
No,
altogether,
no,
but
of course not.
it's
It
it's
comes
it's on
under
the
this.
same line कि how, how we say these things and how much impact does it
So
have.
that's the thing is कि patriarchy affects both men and women.
Yeah.
So while you're not getting, you don't, I mean, I'm completely on this with you कि हाँ, men don't know how to express their emotions because they never told how to, and they're not even allowed to be very honest. A lot of times, every time you do, you get toned down by someone or the other. I forgot my point. Which I was building up to and now I forgot. हाँ, so the thing is कि a lot of times मैं फिर से भूल गई भाई,
क्या कर
अभी
रही
आया था मेरे दिमाग में, I forgot. क्या था टॉपिक? क्राइम. हाँ. So men attack feminists by saying things like when a man, what about the time a man got raped and men also don't get to cry, you all don't care about those things.
So those arguments come up when ये
No,
issues
that
हम
is
लोग
okay.
raise
That
करते
I
हैं.
know. That तो obviously that's a very common thing कि every time a
Used
woman
to हो गए
raises
तुम
an
लोग.
issue, you're going to say कि what about men? What about men? Shut up. What aboutism मुझे बिल्कुल नहीं पसंद. Uh, but they're like feminists don't raise their voice against these things, and when a man gets raped, the only person who I've ever seen raise a voice against it is a feminist. Like only feminists raise their voice against it. These men who keep saying ki what about men, what about us and all, they never raise their voices against these things. Even if 1 out of 5 times, 1 out of 50 times they helped, they helped the survivor in some way, even if that person is from their own gender, I would listen to that man. But the only thing that man wants to do is abuse me when I'm talking about my experiences, then I am not going to engage with that person.
And even when like ऐसा कोई incident कोई बंदे के साथ होता है, he's I'm sure, like, I can speak for myself कि we are not comfortable talking it to a guy about these things, about our bad experiences या about our flaws, because we think कि यार फिर मेरी बेइज्जती होगी अगर मैं अपने मेल फ्रेंड्स को बताऊंगा तो they do not quite understand. So even I prefer to talk it out with some girl or some female because I feel कि वो लोग ज़्यादा अंडरस्टैंडिंग होंगे, ज़्यादा empathetic रहेंगे. So yeah, I mean,
भाई ना दैट्स द थिंग, हमको बचपन से बेसिक कर्टसी और एम्पैथी सिखाई गई है, तुमको एम्पैथी नहीं सिखाई जाती है. You all have empathy because that's a basic human trait. We have empathy because that's the only thing we're taught. Ki think about others, think about others, think about how that makes me feel, how that makes your father feel. अरे मुझे नहीं सोचना. So that I realized after I've spent so many years thinking about these things.
Keep
So
rolling.
basically, I have so many friends. Every single one of my friend, a girl, or anyone who identifies as a woman, has been harassed in one way or the other. So that's the thing. Ki eve teasing is a very normal thing for us. जैसे मतलब नॉर्मली व्हेन आई टॉक टू समवन अबाउट इट ना आई रियलाइज कि ईव टीजिंग इज़ सो नॉर्मल कि मैं बाहर जा रही हूँ एंड समवन इज़ गोइंग अपने बाइक पे देर जस्ट गोना whistle at me or pass some comments and they're gonna
Yeah,
go away.
ये
So
तो
that's something very normal that happens to me on a regular basis. Literally every time I exit my society.
yeah.
So that's not really a shock to me, and that's so disappointing because that means we failed as a society. A place where every time a woman walks out, she is harassed by someone. And people don't see it as an issue. The first time I told my mom this happened to me, she was like, don't say anything, just walk away. So that's the thing we're teaching young girls. What are you supposed to do about it? You can't do anything about it because the moment I raise my voice against it, I can be you know, it can get violent. And I'm, of course, not going to win a physical fight. So, yeah, I don't go out without my pepper spray.
You have a purpose.
And if I don't have pepper spray or something like that, like if I'm going out रात को या कुछ भी ऐसे normally मैं नहीं carry करती, but रात को या कुछ भी जा रही हूँ तो हाँ. And if not that, so we're taught so many safety tricks कि बाहर जा रहे, my mom is like, if you don't have anything else, keep the keys in your hand ऐसे and walk ऐसे. So if anything happens, you can just. So these are little things that y'all don't really pay attention to. Ki every time I enter an Uber, I literally leave a strand of my hair there. So there's DNA evidence if something happens ki I was in that cab.
Same man.
Huh, I do that. Every single time I'm in a cab. I don't travel by cabs anyway because rickshaw मुझे ज़्यादा safe लगता है. But there are so many horror rickshaw stories, so many, especially like late night कि फिर अब मैं हर जगह अपने बाल छोड़ती हूँ. It's not even it's not even new to me anymore. I mean, I'm just used to it. It's like a habit. Like if you're leaving your house, you're gonna check for wallet, keys, and whatever you check for. I'm gonna go into a rickshaw and I'm gonna make sure कि भाई पहले तो मैं number भेजूँ, या if I'm going somewhere far, I'm gonna send my live location to at least 3 people, and I'm gonna leave my hair.
अभी realize हो रहा है कि so when I see कि so ये सारी जो problems है and how society tries to find a solution to it, and how it has a more lean towards teaching women self-defense other than.
That's the thing, na. You're not, malab, that's not really appropriate because you're not really providing a solution. You're teaching me how to defend myself, and that's not okay. You can't expect every single woman to learn self-defense because you're not able to teach men how to control themselves. The only solution to this is sex education, which is something that people are not realizing. Making rape laws tougher is not going to do anything because rapists are not afraid. They're not afraid of, getting locked behind because 90% of the time they feel like they're just going to walk free. Most of the women don't even come forward, and the ones that do, so basically everyone knows the Nirbhaya case. Initially her name was not revealed, but it was revealed later on. Her parents were okay with it, and there was a whole story behind it. It took 8 years for her to get justice, whatever she got. And people expect women to come out. So the thing is, sorry, what was I talking about?
Self-defense.
हाँ, तो unless there's sex education, men are only going to see sex as you know, a game kind of. See, every single porn site that I've ever seen has humiliating videos. They're all degrading women. Pornhub actually has a category forced करके भी, and the videos there are genuinely traumatizing. There was this one Indian video. बाकी countries के भी बहुत है, but there was this one Indian video. So they were talking in Hindi, and he was telling her कि तेरी बहन को छोड़ूंगा अगर तूने नहीं किया तो. And the title of the video was hottest Indian sex forced fucked, ऐसा कुछ था. So basically वो categories में ऐसे सब categories बनती जा रही थी. And it was so traumatizing because it was in, I don't know, it could have been anyone I know. That's the point. Because these are the people I see around. That's how my country looks, and it was, I don't know how to explain it, but it really ruined my entire day, obviously. And Pornhub still has two categories, force and post करके, and both of them have like 4,000 videos. And उसके अलावा भी Pornhub has a million different categories, जिसमें even when you know, from the color of your hair to your ethnicity, every single thing, there's a diversification for it, and there's so many varieties of videos you can choose from, and all of them are demeaning women. Literally, not one of those videos uh, cater to women. Matlab, that's not how real sex works. Every single video that I've ever seen, that's not how real sex works. So these people, I'm not saying rapists only come from villages or whatever. My point is that in places where, in rural areas where there's no sex education at all, where parents don't talk about sex to their children, where sex is a complete taboo, young boys come across porn, and the videos they see are the ones where men are abusing women, and they're being dominating, and they're making the woman do whatever they want her to do, and that's what they view sex as. They don't see sex as a consensual act between two adults. They just see sex as something for their pleasure.
Right.
Yeah, and they kind of inhabit this thinking कि they have to be the dominant one. And when itna rape videos are there on one of the highest streamed porn site in the world, what else do you expect from others? So basically, there's this link I have for 10 feminist porn websites that I've sent to my friends कि तुमको porn देखना है तुम यही देखो, and that's what they see. So that's a very good.
ये मुझे लिंक में डालना चाहिए.
I'll send. मतलब keeping aside the rape part in porn, the fact that women are categorized into everything, shaved, unshaved, ये तक categories है, that is so disgusting. Literally every single part of my body is somehow sexualized. मतलब long legs, क्या क्या डाल रखा है, every single, what was it, brunette, blonde, अरे every single part of my, I just felt like बस अब earlobe दिख जाएगा मुझे. मतलब every single part of my body is fucking sexualized. Do you expect me to look like a fucking Barbie doll all the time? Because that's very unrealistic. And that's kind of a lot of times I've had people comment on my legs when I hadn't shaved them कि that's unhygienic, and most of them had been men, and I was like, you're wearing shorts and please have a look at your legs. They were like, मेरे को चलता है but तेरे पे अच्छा नहीं लगेगा. I was like, excuse me, because that's so frustrating. And now I intentionally, so whenever I don't have to go out or something, I intentionally don't shave, and I intentionally wear shorts so that I can piss those people off. It's kind of my own joke. another thing is like people keep saying कि नहीं अब progress हो रहा है. So tell me where this lies within the progress. America, world's leading nation, ठीक है? They're on the verge of banning abortions. Do you realize कि women have uh, less authority over their bodies than dead bodies do? You can't extract organs from dead bodies. You can't unless you have a signed document uh, where they're consenting to it. But when women are saying they don't want to have a baby, you're kind of completely you're forcing them to have a baby. And the fact that this will kind of keeping the rapes and assaults aside, like the babies that are a result of rapes, even if I just want to have sex and I don't want a baby, that's none of your fucking business. This girl today, she was fighting with me. She was saying that women should be smart, not horny. And I was like, I am smart and I am horny. How is it any of your business? It's like, then she didn't have a response to it, so she just typed okay and she was done with that topic.
क्या
बोल.
कुछ नहीं.
You have family gossip ना अंदर का, जैसे insider gossip ना हर family में होता है. Every desi family, we have huge families, ठीक है? And there's insider gossip in every single family. And तू कोई भी insider gossip ले ले, तू हर insider gossip में misogyny spot कर सकता है. It's that once you start recognizing the signs, now it's very easy to spot the misogyny. कि मतलब कुछ भी बात हो रही है, हर चीज़ में वो छोटी छोटी बात ना, the bahu is expected to compromise everywhere. So every single family has their own misogynistic secrets, every single one. मतलब so basically this friend of mine, वो रिश्ते ढूंढ रही है, okay? So she's older and she's obviously they're doing an arranged marriage. And उसका उसमें उसके बायोडेटा में लिखा है she knows how to cook. She doesn't know how to cook, okay? But her biodata says that she does, because cooking for a woman is essential. Now this is a very basic point. But people think कि it's not like this anymore, which is why I just want to bring it to attention कि अभी भी when people are looking for arranged marriages, मतलब biodata में लिख रहे हो तुम cooking hobbies में she is writing cooking. And every single biodata I have seen सबने cooking लिख रखा है. It's very frustrating. We have been taught to not dream of a life of our own. So basically we've always been told कि हाँ you're going to get married only. That's supposed to be our number one goal, getting married and having children. But now that women are not doing that and they're focusing on themselves, men are getting angry because apparently feminism is breaking up families. So this is not even a joke, this is not an exaggeration. People are actually saying this. There are so many menist movements, so many. They're saying that feminism breaks up families because they don't realize the fact that all feminism is doing is teaching women not to compromise their self-worth, their self-esteem, and put up with shit,
Yeah.
which they've been doing for generations. They're saying ki no, my grandma used to handle everything so well, ye wo. Bhai, she was depressed. It is so evident. You can clearly see the signs that she was Malab, just because she didn't come out, because nobody would have, first of all, nobody would have supported her, doesn't mean she was happy in her marriage. I never wanted to get married as a child भी अभी भी नहीं करना मुझे because I've always seen marriage as what it is, like it's an obligation, to be very honest. Marriage is not for you all. Marriage is for others. मतलब you're satisfied in your relationship, do you need this commitment कि नहीं शादी तो करनी ही है. If you trust each other, you don't need that. What is marriage? It's just a contract.
Yeah.
It's for others. It's to show others कि हाँ you've settled down. But every
तो
single
अभी भी there's this thinking कि ये उम्र तक शादी कर लेनी चाहिए and इस उम्र तक बच्चा आ जाना चाहिए.
Exactly.
And
every single time I tell people कि I won't have kids of my own. So I've been asked why, and I was like, first of all, it's none of your business. Secondly, because I don't want to put my body through it, and if I have a figure by then, which I'm working on, I don't want to lose it. And there's nothing wrong with it. And I have been told that I'm selfish every single time that I've come out with this. So we were three of us, that we were having a conversation about this, and I told them that I won't have babies of my own. I mean, first of all, I don't like kids, and if I ever want to have kids, I would look at surrogacy and adoption. So this friend, he asks his girlfriend कि तेरे दिमाग में तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है ना, and she says no, I'll love my baby. And I was like, how is that relevant? What makes you think कि me adopting or me choosing to have a baby through a surrogate means I won't love my kid? Are you telling me that no single father on this entire planet loves their child? They didn't put their body through anything. They didn't have any changes. They didn't go through anything. Are you telling me they didn't love their child? क्या लॉजिक हुआ ये? जस्ट बिकॉज आई डोंट वांट टू पुट माई बॉडी थ्रू समथिंग, आई एम फकिंग सेल्फिश. नहीं करना मुझे बच्चा, मुझे बचपन से नहीं करना था. मैंने 3 Idiots देखा, तब से नहीं करना था. तुम्हारे बाप का क्या जा रहा है? इट इज़ बिटवीन मी एंड हुएवर आई मैरी, डोंट मैरी हुएवर आई एम विद. तुमको क्या राइट है मेरे को बताने का कि नहीं बच्चा ऐसे ही करना चाहिए, ऑर्गेनिकली चाहिए इनको बच्चा. और ऑर्गेनिकली तो मेरी कुंडली में लिखा है कि आई एम गोइंग टू गेट प्रेग्नेंट बिफोर आई गेट मैरिड, एंड मैं
तेरी कुंडली में लिखा है?
हाँ, तो मैं खानदान का नाक कटवाऊंगी. एंड टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, मुझे खुद में से वो वाइब आता है, तो आई एम काइंड ऑफ एक्साइटेड फॉर दैट फेज. इट्स वेरी फनी. मेरे को पेड़ से शादी करनी है, जैसे ऐश्वर्या राय ने की थी.
ऐश्वर्या ने पेड़ से शादी की?
मांगलिक थी वो, मैं भी मांगलिक. Because when Manglik women marry a man, their husbands might die or they bring bad fortune. हाँ. मुझे अच्छा लगता है.
देखना पड़ेगा है मांगलिक है कि नहीं.
My mom was like, मैं भी थी, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. मैंने नहीं बताया. बोला वेरी नाइस. मेरी फैमिली में ना एक्चुअली कुंडली नहीं मिलाते, तो मेरी मॉम मांगलिक थी. दे न्यू बट दे डिडंट टेल हिम.
खा सकती है?
नहीं खाना. मैं तेरे को सुशी खिलाऊंगी.
नहीं खा सकती.
तो तू रामेन खाना.
मैं वहाँ जा ही नहीं रहा हूँ. हम वहाँ नहीं जा रहे.
वहाँ ही चल रहा है.
वहाँ नहीं जा रहे.
यस, व्हाटएवर मेक्स यू.
नहीं जा रहे हम.
इतना तो खाया अभी भुक्कड़.
एक्चुअली वीडियो में लोग बोलने वाले हैं, बेचारी बोल रही जा रही मैं खा रहा हूँ कब से.
हाँ एग्जैक्टली. ऑफर भी नहीं किया तूने मुझे.
तूने ही मुझे ला के दिया है.